Lock in, y'all, man. Football, baby.
There you go, and just like that, we are here from New Britain, Connecticut. This is HSG Network, the Shaolin Hurricanes versus the New England Lions, Big East Football Week 2. And I am David Patterson here with Howard Gaber in the booth, and we have a very special on-field commentary, Mr. Exclusive, Drewski A. Bleezy, who's going to be our roving sideline reporter. Should be an exciting day of football here in the Nutmeg State. As you can see, the New England Lions, Gold Lions, are in white with the gold helmets. The Shaolin Hurricanes are dressed in all black. Everybody wearing their Saturday's best. We are ready for kickoff right here on the HSG network. And before we get to kickoff, as you can see from our close-in view, we'll have the Drewski cam. Drewski, you hear me?
I hear you, Pat. What's up, dude?
Hey,
how you guys doing? What's up, Howard?
Where is he?
You're doing very well. So just tell us what you expect from this game right here as you are at the 50-yard line, right by the sticks right there.
I know what everybody thinks is going to happen, but the young boys came all the way from Staten Island. They came with a lot of energy. So I'm actually hoping for a good game today, man. They got a good young quarterback. They got a good young hungry squad. And like I said, they came out here about 25 deep all the way from Staten Island to New Britain. So that's most of the battle right there, showing up. So, yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Don't get caught sleeping.
Indeed. That's Adrian Collymore with the return. So the Shaolin Hurricanes set up their first drive, 1st and 10. It looks like the ball is going to be spotted around the 32, 33-yard line. As that was, I'm about to say Stephen A. That's Drewski A.
Stephen A. Stephen A.
Here in the New Britain, Connecticut area for the Big East Football Week 2 kickoff. The Hurricanes in the black uniforms coming out as their offense will start this drive.
Watch out for that kid, number 3, Pat.
Ooh, number 3.
Jaden Rivera, the quarterback.
Jaden Rivera, the quarterback, number 3, is under center. Looks like he's going to be not in the gun. He's going to be under center here.
Single back. Spread.
So we got a handoff up the middle.
Nothing.
Stopped for no gain. Now, Drewski, how important is it for the Hurricanes, being that they got outscored last week, 30-6? How important is it to get a couple first downs on this first drive?
I think it's really important. I think they have to do what they're doing now. They started up trying to run the ball. I think they got to try to just get physical, because I don't think they're going to be able to out-talent these guys today. So it's going to be all about the grit. So I think hopefully they can knock off a couple first downs right now.
Indeed. So now they go back to the shotgun formation. Now, under center, still a spread look. Now we go to the gun. Let's see what Jaden Rivera has. Maybe it's a passing situation here. Man in motion. High snap. Back to pass. He's looking. Still looking.
A lot of time.
Looks like a little bit of a seam. Gets up the sideline. And marked out of bounds around the 42-yard line, just shy of the first down.
Now we got.
And it looks like I stand corrected. I'm sorry to cut you, bro. The quarterback is Jared Bell, though, bro. My apologies.
Oh, Bell is the quarterback. Gotcha. So it looks like we're walking backwards. Is there a flag on that play?
I think it might have been on the defense, because they let the play rock out.
Let's see. It looks like we're pulling in the opposite direction.
Oh, no, holding.
Yep, holding on the offense, so that negates the play. It looks like he might have had a lot of time to throw the ball because of the assistance of some illegal blocking. So, as you can see, Drewski is at the 45-yard line. Why don't you wave up to the booth there, Drewski?
How you guys doing again?
He's dead center of our screen due to the fact that we don't have a clock. So, as
you can see, he's dead center since we don't have a working clock here. The Drewski cam is going to be going, and we'll see what antics he's up to during the course of this one. We have trips to the left side. Shotgun formation for Bell again.
Bunch formation
Motions
on the left.
into the backfield. And it looks like it's going to be a dive play. good pickup on the play.
See what I'm saying, Patty?
For 5.
Good little play.
Yeah, nice little team there. So, Drewski, you're an expert. The reason why we got you in here is that your expertise is with that offensive line. So tell me about how some of those big boys are cooking right now. Give me some names and numbers.
I see my man number 72, Michael Balcazar, just pushing the line. They ran a nice little trap, it looked like, and they got a good 6 yards, I want to say. They got it back past the... No, they got more than 6. They got like 12 yards. That's a good play. Like I said, Pat, that hold hurt them, but...
3rd and 7. Yeah.
So now
if they can minimize the holds and keep the chains moving, they'll be all right, bro. That's a 12-yard play right there.
Here we go for 3rd and 6. A very critical point. Looking to throw, and it looks like he just threw it out of bounds.
Except he was on the wrong team.
I'm still not mad about that drive, though, dude. Minus the hold. They got a good 12-yard playoff, man. Got to keep fighting, keep the ball in front of them, and not try to do too much, man. Hopefully they can keep it close.
Indeed. So in games like this where you might be outmatched in the preseason rankings, the Hurricanes were toward the bottom of the rankings. The Golden Lions was either number 1 or number 2 on everybody's list. So in games that you might be outmatched, how critical is special teams?
Very. They look like they're a little bit confused now. Hopefully they get it together.
Always special teams.
It's never good when you're calling for help from the sideline while the play is on. But, yeah, it's critically important. I hope that they don't have a mental error now to short-circuit the bit of momentum they got going. All right, but he got it off.
Good snap, good kick.
Ooh,
like a couple
I heard
guys
a lot of
put
kaboom. Yeah, I heard a lot. Yeah. I thought somebody touched that. Was it all Hurricanes who touched it?
Yeah.
It looks like a bunch of rolling going around, but the ball will settle in at the 48-yard line. So not a disaster for the Hurricanes' first drive. And now we will see what the Golden Lion offense has to offer. Last week, the Golden Lions' vaunted offense, the one that came with such preseason hype, only managed to score 2 touchdowns against the Kingston Lions. Drewski, what do the Golden Lions have to do in order to get back on track here?
I mean, I steal the big names. They got my man Jay, number 7. They got Kadeem. They got Ramsey. They got Rocket. They got Larry. They got to get the ball moving. All those names that I mentioned, if you follow our semi-pro scene, you know all those guys very well. So I think Larry has to get the ball to his guys. I think the O-line has to block. And as long as those guys get the ball in their hands, they should be able to perform.
And they start off with a dive play up the middle. Looks like a good pickup of about 7 yards. That's their feature back, number 5. We saw him last week. Number 5 would be either Goubert Docteur or Jordan Baker. I believe it's Goober.
I think it's the other guy.
Yeah, because I saw my guy also throwing the ball pregame. He's the backup quarterback. So
they had the other guy.
He's listed as a quarterback and a running back.
Goubert.
So I'd imagine that's Goober.
Yeah, Goober. Jordan Baker is listed as a linebacker. So very good pickup on first down. And against the Golden Lions, feel as though their offense was getting a lot of respect. As you can see, Drewski Bleasy in the upper right-hand corner. You see his sideline presence. He's getting you all the information inside the tackles. Shotgun formation for Garcia. Handoff again to Goubert. I'm adding a little French twist to it. It might very well be Goober.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say Goubert just to make it fancy. And Goubert was their first down.
First down run there.
So is the offensive line for the Golden Lions that much of a overmatch for the defensive line of the Hurricanes?
Not in regards to size. I was actually surprised. Pause. I was actually surprised that how many linemen the Hurricanes came with. It's a bunch of young boys, but they're a bunch of big kids, man. So it might not be size. I think it's more so experience. When I was looking at the Golden Lions style line, I saw a lot of guys my age. So I think it might be
someone in the 50s.
A lot of 30-somethings. But yeah, man. So I think it might be more experience than size. Pause.
So that was a switch up on that.
Kind of egregious. Jesus Christ.
That's indeed. So, so you have was that Christian Ramsey on the carry there?
I was busy dealing with the onslaught of information. My apologies, gentlemen.
Hey, if any chance you want to grab somebody over there from the offense on your sideline, you can. It's up to you.
For
You want
sure,
their
for
deal.
sure.
So the Golden Lions break the huddle. I believe that was Christian Ramsey with the pickup on first down. Second down and 1. If the sticks are a little bit to the far left-hand corner. Barry Garcia in the shotgun formation. That's spot to the right. Hands off to the left.
The Frenchman.
The Frenchman gets to the sticks, and it looks like he has enough for a first down. So even if his name is Goober, maybe it takes off. I don't know. I'm a trendsetter. But it looks like those big boys are putting in work. 72 and 97 especially got the size, and they're actually moving toward the boundaries on outside runs, which would make for a long day for the Hurricanes defense. But so far, bending but not breaking. Ball spotted just outside the red zone.
3rd and inches right now.
They didn't get the first, huh?
So let's get like an NFL type of marking system there. The officials usually give you the benefit of the doubt if you're that close. But brings up a third.
The officials want to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested. So we have
Over under, I think. They got money
so we have 3 receivers to the near side. Garcia seems to be making some adjustments. And we have some laundry. Oh, delay of game. Very tough thing in our game when it comes to the play clock, especially if the stadium clock is not operating in any capacity, let alone having a separate play clock. You have to pay attention to the hand signals of the official behind the defense, which when you're making adjustments is kind of tough.
If you get closer, you may actually hear the signals of the coach next to you. You can just stand next to him.
Yeah, I'll get the whole secret playbook.
So part of the great thing about HSG Network, you hear some of the sounds of the game. We have referee noise. We have sideline noise. You get to see all the ins and outs of this level of football, which is absolutely awesome.
And when you're down here with me, you can even smell how bad everybody's too.
Garcia gets the snap. Free play.
Garcia
He's looking vertical.
That went took it.
So
for number 7 down there.
did we see that Zay had a step on that one, or was
Zay had a couple steps on that one, but the wind kind of took it also. I say he had a step and a half. If he would have placed the ball perfectly, he would have got him easily, but the wind kind of took it. I understand. I was going to commend them for running the ball early, and now it looks like they're starting to get back to throwing the ball. I understand why in weather like this, when you're clearly on paper you're the better team, and it seems you're asserting your dominance, why you get to want to throw the ball on.
I mean, hey, it was 84 degrees in New Jersey on my way up.
With the experience of the Golden Lions line and the quarterback especially, if he saw the flag, do you think it was a check to the pass? And now we have 3rd and inches again?
I'm confused now because if it was a flag, why is it still 3rd and inches?
Because it ended up being from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and inches. So we went 5 back and 5 forward, and with that,
and he just ran a sneak for 15 yards.
Middle.
Oh my!
There you go.
On a draw play.
So
on a regular draw play, you get like 9.
With the substitution at the quarterback position, we have Goubert with the sneak up the middle for 15 yards.
I don't know if you guys caught that. All they did was swap. Garcia was still in, but I told you I saw Goubert taking snaps earlier, and he throws the ball pretty well also. So that gives them a real good sort of secret weapon setup to look at for games going forward.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Yes, because I do have a lot of faith in Garcia's ability, but him quarterback sneaking for 15 yards probably not going to happen.
Nah.
Garcia in the shotgun, handoff again, the right side, and good pursuit. Number 44.
That's how about number 72 coming from the DT spot all the way on the far hash, making a play, getting active.
That's Michael Balazar. That's the gentleman that you spotted before. It looks like he's getting active.
And he's on both sides of the ball getting busy, Pat. That's crazy. Thank you for catching that.
Indeed. Who's number 44? That was pretty good pursuit by Tahir Marks.
It's all about the small wins, Pat. All jokes aside, man, I really like what I see from the Hurricanes, man. Dudes are gonna joke and say whatever. I don't think they got a guy over 21 on their team, man. Bunch of babies.
Very young.
What's up, young boy?
Yeah.
Playing receiver today, not quarterback? Playing both? I told my guy, Pat, he was that quarterback, and then your man was that quarterback. All right, though. You just got to keep it, bro. Y'all see this supposed to be...
So we got 2nd and 9 now with Garcia. Play fake. He's looking. He has a man. Touchdown. Kadeem Wilson in the end zone. And the pot gets picked for the first time in a golden helmet. That's Kadeem Wilson with a touchdown, putting the New England Golden Lions up 6-0. What'd you see on that one, Drewski?
I saw Kadeem doing what Kadeem does, and it ended with him stirring the pot. I hope this is not a sign of things to come repeatedly throughout the game. I hope the Hurricanes keep a way to keep fighting. But, yeah, good play by Kadeem. I spoke to him earlier. I told him he owes me 3 touchdowns. So that's the first one. Let's see if he gets a couple more for us.
The Golden Lions will go for the conversion right here. Garcia in the shotgun. Trips to the left. Handoff to the right. And it looks like he's in for 2. That's the Frenchman.
Good doctor.
8-0.
Let me find my man
Lions.
Gobert. I have to ask him what his name is so we can say it properly, guys, so we get it right from early.
Right. And if we have it wrong, then just tell him that I don't care what his mama named him. He has a new name now. He is
Way
the
to run the ball, champ. How you pronounce your name? Gobert. Gobert? How you say your last name? Yup, we said it right. No, we're going to say it proper. That's fine. Gobert doctor, you heard?
Gobert doctor.
That's it. My son Gooby getting busy.
Indeed.
Oh, yo, we live. We got to make sure we keep. That's old heads on the O-line.
And we're going to see if Drewski...
You got to keep producing. Yeah, we live on the season. I'm getting mauled by the guys. That's my man Zay. That's one of my clients.
Camera on
the... Good catch, old man.
Hey, Drewski, can you move over toward the 40-yard line, more toward midfield so we can get you up on camera and see the key players from that drive? One of the things that HSG is getting busy doing is sideline in-game activities.
Stop there.
Including in-game interviews. As you can see, we still have the camera that's on the All-22, as they call it. And we'll get down to Drewski A. Blees for a in-game interview in just a second as this kickoff goes. And he gets in position. Again, Kadeem Wilson with the touchdown reception. We have the in-swing kickoff. It's bouncing around, kicked around. Now it's being returned. He secures the return up to about the 32-yard line. It looks like number 24 on the play, Justin Alvarez. We're going to take it down to Drewski A. Blees on the sideline with Kadeem.
Blees, though. Yes, sir. Yo. Thank you for getting off the pond finally. I need one more at least. Oh, there's the other Blees. Hold on. My guys are here. We here. Yes. A few of my clients. Where's the quarterback? Yes, Mr. Garcia. I'm here, Mr. Garcia. Yes.
Microphone out so they can hear. So we can
yes, guys. So look.
Now we can.
Definitely early. Shout out to you, Juicy A. Bleed. Again, shout out to the QB. Do a dot. We just doing what we're here to do. You know, the drive. Obviously, we ran that rock. So we're here to dominate the team.
I like that running back. My son Gobert. Gobert doctor.
No, less than we need to look superior, act superior on the block, and that's what is necessary. Mundo,
yeah.
So as we get Gobert doctor on the interview, the Hurricanes get back to work, hand the ball off to number 5, Dustin Malak. Picks up a gain of about 3 or 4 yards, bring up a second down. Hey, Drewski.
Yes, sir.
So we get a chance that we could take the headphones off and give them to Kadeem Wilson, see if we can get a word with him real quick.
For sure.
They have Kadeem face the booth so we can make sure that we hear him loud and clear. As we get to the second down, 2nd and 6. Hey, Kadeem, can you turn around and face the booth for me real quick and put the microphone down? They're going over his top secret plans over there, okay?
Yo. Shout out to you, Pat, please. Where you at? You in the booth?
Yes, indeed. Just stay right there. Look up at us. We got a camera coming to you. As Bell runs for his life, he's scrambling around. It looks like he's tackled for a loss. We're here with Kadeem Hodge-Bleasy.
Mundo, yeah. Mundo, yeah. We appreciate y'all having us, man. Thank y'all, fellas.
So last week we were not able to get you in the end zone. This week we got you in the end zone. Talk to us about what happened.
Well, I want to let you know, if you're consistent and you understand the game, you put me on your parlay as well for week 2, because you knew that week 1 was just a blunder. So I just want to let you know how the play went. Play before that, I think we seen something. We could definitely tell that the safety was leaning over a little bit to the left. So, I ran that over to the coach. He definitely trusted us, trusted me, and he whipped that up in the huddle, and then we ran that play to perfection. Shout out to Larry Garcia for the dot. Shout out to the O-line who dominated the whole drive, especially with the run game. So, that's how that went, and then we could capitalize on the possession.
Awesome. And what are we looking to do up until the half? Like, what's our next goal benchmark-wise?
I think this is definitely a game where, like I said, we need to show dominance. So it doesn't need to necessarily be flashy. It needs to be dominant. It needs to be physical. It needs to be sure that the other team knows they're inferior to us. And, that's how you play winning football. So I think that's the way that should go. That's how it should look. We should run the ball, and we should stop them, in a dominant way on defense.
Awesome. Thank you for spending some time with us, and hopefully we get to see you again with another score.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Make sure I get y'all Bleasy Illustrated magazines. Make sure you tune in with the Bleasy Show every Thursday. We've been on time, 9 o'clock. So Mundo, yeah.
That was Kadeem Wilson,
Hodge-Bleasy.
Back to pass is Bell. He's looking very mobile. Ooh, nice move in the open field.
This has been their best play all
But
day.
good pursuit. That has been their most effective play so far yet, is the quarterback draw. And let's see if they can get a little bit of a rhythm going. Penalties have absolutely hurt the Hurricanes so far, which with the young squad, as Drewski has said repeatedly, that's usually what you end up with. So, Drewski, what are we seeing on this drive? And as we're getting down, maybe get a time check on how much time is left in the first quarter.
The sideline ref should be near you.
And then we could kind of take from there what the goals for the next Hurricane defensive outing is.
I got you guys in a set. Let's see.
We got another punting situation for the Hurricanes now. Good snap. Punt is off. Let's see. Ooh. The punting has been kind of tough treading. Maybe it's the wind down there, but number 9 falls on it after about a 15-yard punt. And that's where the Golden Lions will take over. Number 9, Chris Kelly-Davis, wisely falls on the ball. And we'll be back to it with the Golden Lions offense. Just want to take this time to say welcome to the HSG Network. We want you to hit the like and subscribe button, and make sure you subscribe because you get a chance to maybe offer some feedback in some of our games. We take live in-game comments. So with our in-game interviews, if you have a question for one of our superstars that scored a touchdown or made a big play, I will relay the question in real time to that superstar and get you an answer immediately, or give a shout out to family members and such like that, especially if you're watching from our regions of the country. Handoff up the middle on that one. Looks like number 18, Sid Franklin.
At least they're stopping the run a little bit here.
Small pickup on the play. We have an injured Hurricane on the play, either Antoine White or Elijah Wilson, who both wear 0. As you can see, the Golden Lions have a training staff as well to come out and tend to that young man, make sure that he's okay. Hey, Drewski.
Yes, sir.
Part of your responsibility is when we have injury on the field to make sure you you don't have to give a mouth-to-mouth, but you definitely do have to give us a probability of the returns for all of our Vegas bettors at home that are looking for anytime scores and such.
No, I appreciate you. It looks like the young boy just got the snot knocked out of him real quick. He had to get the little smelling salt, gather his bearings. He'll be all right. High probability of return.
High probability of return. Awesome. So You get back to second
Who knew?
nine.
You'd be doing that, huh?
Yep. That's it. Not the
Fire.
so not the snot out of him is a medical term. The Boston Journal of Medicine just passed it. Well, I think it was last year before.
My gosh.
By the way, Mr. Goubert, Docteur Goubert, could be the one that medically diagnoses the snot. Handoff. That is.
Good
Woo!
team.
Finish the
Slips out of.
play.
Oh,
Oh my
still going backwards.
That's
Still
like
on his
18's
feet.
the dancer.
Please
Sid
cross the
Franklin.
field.
18 is definitely the
I
dancer.
thought it was a bad idea. Apparently, it's a pretty good idea. Because not only does he get out of trouble 8 yards in his own backfield, he ends up picking up a first down. What happened on that, Drewski?
Patty, the first play we saw our man coming for the doctor, he was in the backfield like a horse galloping. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? But apparently he was just warming up the motor for a 20-yard run or whatever that was just now. So
can you do me a favor and can you recreate exactly what that? No, go back to 50. Can you recreate the footwork on there for the people at home?
Both plays. The first play when it was tackled for loss, he was like this. Yo, come through, bro. What up, bro? Yo, bro. You gotta warm up the. You gotta talk. Oh, you gotta talk to the mic. Yo, I gotta start up real slow. Get it going.
Now, young man, when he's going backwards,
that's it.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Yeah. So, Drewski,
Yes, sir.
the young man was speaking while facing the wrong direction, just like when he was running in the wrong direction. So
You guys hear him? No, you heard him.
Oh, we heard
Well,
him.
that's half the battle. We're gonna get better. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha. So it appears as though Sid Franklin has a hard time running forward. He also has a hard time facing forward for his interviews as well. But we'll get that all fixed up. That is the official end of the first quarter, with the New England Golden Lions up 8-0 in a very entertaining first quarter at that. Drewski have the Hurricanes weren't expected to win. However, are they keeping pace to do what they need to do and to have a good showing today?
I was gonna say that. I don't want to make it just like a total love fest, man. But I like what I'm seeing from the young boys, man. Yeah, but you guys are supposed to be better than them, bro. They fighting. Oh, I think it was going against that. My fault, bro.
What are they doing right?
I'm sorry, what?
What are they doing right? That you see out there.
I feel like that they're actually just playing the game. So it's like it's easy to get caught up in all the extra nuances. I think they came out. They're doing the X's and O's. It looks like the team that we thought was the better team is the better team. But every so often, in spite of that, they're still making enough of a effort and doing enough of the right things to get positive plays. So it's not like they're just getting pushed back every single play. They're not getting positive yardage. They're doing enough things that give me hope that if they continue to stay together and work together, they'll be better.
Maybe they can beat a
And speaking of positive game,
another team.
The Docteur Goubert with a 10-plus yard carry moves the sticks and moves the Golden Lions into the red zone. Larry Garcian shotgun again. Let's see what the doctor has to order as he gets the ball again up the middle.
A lot of straight draws. That's what I'm seeing. A lot of straight draws that are just going for yardage.
It looks as though the Golden Lions took the criticism of being a little too fancy last week to heart and are now going directly at them.
I mean, Pat, what are they? I mean, they got beat by the Wolfpack, right? 30-6. I mean, I know Drewski for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I got there towards the end.
What did you see? Anything from that game that they're bringing to this game?
The same type of thing. I think that the Wolfpack out-talent them and out-experienced them at this point, but they fought. I mean, they got the touchdown on the board off of effort. So I think it's the same type of vibe. I think maybe the Golden Lions are a bit better than even the Wolfpack were last week. So maybe they won't be able to put together a scoring drive necessarily, but I think they're doing more of the same things they were doing last week. I just think they're really early in the process. Like I keep saying, they got a bunch of young kids, so it's like a lot of these guys out here, you can't really, you can't skip steps. So now I think they're just going through the steps, Right. The biggest thing is they got 25 guys out here 3 hours away from home,
Made the ride, right? Made the ride, 3 hours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Indeed. It looks like we got a little precipitation out there, yes?
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, let's see if the Golden Lions go back to the ground game The Docteur Goubert, single back with Senor Garcia. We have the United Nations backfield there. And another whistle from the official. What is this, a TV timeout? Drewski, what are we working with?
It's a delay. Delay a game. Another delay.
Moving them back.
So after a false start on the offense, now you have a delayed game. That's bad.
They're trying to make it interesting.
That's bad.
Yeah, so you see all the good things we're saying about the Golden Lions so far? If they don't cash in on a drive like this, I might start to change my tune a little bit. You got to keep the ship tight. No mental errors, especially not in games like this. There's no excuse for it.
So in games like this, I've been through them myself. You got to almost play against the stat sheet and not your opponent. So again, if you're a 3-touchdown favorite, you got to play to turnovers, penalties, and play clean football. And that's a pass over the middle, incomplete. It looks like he had Christian Ramsey unable to connect on that one.
I'm only here for humor. That's it. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know.
Once you're at this point, you're in 4-down territory. I don't know why you'd even throw that on 2nd down when you have like the advantages you have. That's what like starts to frustrate me when I'm on show mode. It's like, bro, get the touchdown, bro. I know it's 2nd and long at that point, but you can still run the ball. You're getting 10 a pop. Give it to the doctor. Like, why are you trying to do too much, man? Like, come on.
Maybe somebody bit the under.
Give him the dose of the doctor.
That's it. Man, listen. I have to watch what I say because all our young boys are gonna make fun of me, but they got to give the doctor the ball, man.
That's what the doctor ordered. Play fake. He's looking. He's throwing. He has Kadeem Wilson along the sideline.
Out at about the 10.
He's out at about the 10-yard line. So it picks up enough to make this manageable. Keep in mind they can pick up the first down.
They still get a first, yeah.
So one of those times in which, you know what, maybe you don't call the play right now for the end zone. Maybe you run, we used to call it to the sticks, which means that you run your pattern to try to get the first down. Give you an opportunity to work your offense. What do you think here, Drewski? Or are you just going for the end zone?
Listen, man, the way that doctor is looking, I'd give the doctor the quarterback option now and let him do what he wants.
Ooh.
Give him the run-pass option. That's like one of the, I literally saw him throwing the ball. He's a good thrower.
Halfback option.
Oh, we got inside information that the doctor is
might have been a quarterback.
Multifaceted.
He's listed as a quarterback on the sheet also. He's a quarterback and a running back.
I see Garcia back to pass. He's looking.
Ooh.
And he was looking for it. Looks like he's short.
About a yard short out there.
Drewski, do we have an official spot? Is he short?
He is short.
So what does that do for the
turnover on Hurricane? You see the pep in their step. I'm about to go see what they're talking about over there.
There you go. Let's talk to some of those guys, especially that defense. See what works.
I gotta find my man number stop. He's on the field all the damn time. I gotta catch my young boy. My man Michael Balcazar. I like that kid a lot. I wanted to talk to him, but he's always on the field. Shout to him, man. He hasn't come off the field yet. He's about 300 pounds.
Oof.
Somebody get that kid a pizza pie, some chicken parm after the game.
Yes, sir.
Where would you go?
Well, I keep telling you guys, man. Congratulations. It's still early, but keep fighting, y'all, man. Keep on fighting, young boys.
Hey, who do you got over there? You're at the 3-yard line there? What are those guys talking about over there?
How y'all feeling, man? Trying to find somebody. You know the problem I'm running into now, Pat, if I'm being honest? It looks like a lot of the guys are
out of breath,
running both ways on the Canes right now.
We gotta find it.
Yep. So we got activity.
Another delay.
Another delay of game penalty. So what's occurring is that the play clock is standing almost 20, 25 yards away, and it doesn't look like the quarterback has quite the vision. In this case, if you're throwing that many delay of game penalties, you might want to start talking to the officials and say, hey, let's get a louder call for the 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and then take it from there. Because we want to see football. We don't want to see flags.
Definitely not.
So here we go. Bell under center. Golden Lions show a little bit of a blitz, a little confusion in the backfield. Bell trying to get out of the end zone, just barely does.
Barely. Tough position for them to be in right now, guys.
When you talk about small goals, just trying to get out of this drive.
If they could get out of this drive without giving up points, then shouts to them.
But where are you going to get the ball? I mean, when you're down there, you're on the 1. You know, this is classic Brooklyn Seminole football. I don't want to bring up the team, but that's what it is. This is Brooklyn Seminole football. Kick the ball away, take the defense, push them back inside the 5 if you don't score.
And corner them, yep.
And corner them, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Shout out to Tony Spina, Skip Jenkins. Anybody else watching?
Indeed. Those guys,
when
it comes to field position, definitely a master at taking advantage of flipping a field and putting pressure. Because an offense, especially an inexperienced offense that feels pressure, is just as good as your offense being on the field. And Bell hands the ball off, trying to get some breathing room. Good job picking up about 5 yards.
So I'm saying small victories. That's the young boy Marley Singleton on the run, Pat.
Oh, that is? Okay. So who on the front line was able to get leverage on that to get those 5 yards?
That's my man again, number 72, Michael Balcazar. I got my eyes on him. So it's like every time they're on the field, I'm looking at 72. So you got 72 there. You got, looks like number 54. I can't forget 54, Carlos Cardenas. He's getting busy. That's the left guard.
Indeed. So now Bell.
That's some big boys there, Pat.
All right. So Bell's in the shotgun now on 3rd down. Let's see what they could do. Try to get a first down, but at least can try to get some breathing room. He has a guy up top. A little bit of space.
Now it's to my young boy Jaden Rivera right there. That's what I was talking about earlier, Pat. That's some Kevin Pitt, a running back from the Seminoles. That's his little brother.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm saying. Sneaky.
Very
sneaky.
So
we'll find them.
We do see that the Hurricanes do have the ability to go vertical. That was really good defensive pass coverage on that by the corner on this side. But now we have a punting situation. But luckily, because Marley was able to get 5 yards on that run, we are talking about a punting situation. That yard is everything right now if he can get this thing off.
All y'all doing is keep playing, man.
Yeah. Is the wind going with him right now? Oh, bad snap. But we do have the aid of a whistle.
The wind, they got the wind to their back. The wind's going to push the ball for them. So if they get the ball up, they should get a good little punt off, hopefully.
Got it. So that explains his first 2 punts, which were kind of knocked out of the sky and didn't go for much but like 15 yards or so. If he can get a little bit of hang time, maybe he can get the ball and get some distance.
If it gets much worse, I would expect the Hurricanes to play a little better because it could be a hurricane coming in. You know?
That was a great one there, Howard. Oh, man. Keep playing, y'all, man.
We did a game down in Washington.
Y'all doing nice. Keep pacing up. Y'all good.
And it was the Frogs. And it started pouring. And wouldn't you know it? As soon as it started pouring, they turned it on.
The Frogs turned it on. There you go.
Frogs were frogs. So
that's right. After last week with the Lions on Lions, it's refreshing to have a little switch up. There's a good snap. He gets the ball off. That was critical. And it's a decent punt, but he's just not getting a lot of love on these bounces. And it looks like the return man just didn't know which way to go.
Yeah, he came out of that disoriented, Pat.
Wow. He's definitely pointing to himself. Gets Chris Kelly Davis. And again, it's funny because on the previous punt, very smart play, jumping on the ball, downing it. But at that point, it looked like he thought it was showtime, and then somebody on the sideline, or everybody on the sideline, told him, hey, man, just go north. Go north.
Yo, keep blocking, Pop. I see you out there. I like y'all hard. Where's 72 at, man? He's always on the field.
72 is on the field.
Directly over the center.
So the Golden Lions will take over at the 25-yard line. It wasn't a bad kick, but he's just not getting
pinned so far back, man.
Yeah.
You got rain, you got wind out there now.
So
you can see it on the lights.
Every single one of his punts has bounced like 10 yards backwards. He's just not really getting quite the rotation on the
The
ball.
wind is pushing me back into view now. It's blowing so hard down here. Pause.
Trips
Yes.
formation, Garcia in the gun. Let's see if they go back to the doctor. Off tackle play to the right. Good pursuit. Number 72 in on the tackle, as well as a host of other Hurricanes.
Watch me the clock, ref. Let me see what time it is for you guys.
Yeah, he should be
Right
near
by
you
me.
on that side.
Yeah, he's right by me.
Yeah, Balcazar and a host of other Hurricanes in on the tackle.
Hey,
Marcus
Drew, if it
Haskell's
starts
putting
raining,
in work.
if it's raining this hard, you can come in here. You can always come in here.
He's having a blast out there. Drewski doesn't want to come out the rain. He's like
6:45 on the clock, guys.
6:45 on the clock. Second quarter here. Golden Lions up 8-0. Let's see. They're taking advantage of the good field position.
If they pass the ball here, bro, oh my God, man.
Why not?
Oh, man.
Second
All right,
double screen.
It might as well be a run play. That was a good play there. To Kadeem Sway Poncho.
Kadeem Wilson with the first down, as you heard from Drewski, our sideline reporter. Right there where the action is. Only here on HSG Network will you hear that in-game commentary, the actual banter on the sidelines, right on the field. He's by huddles. He's
Talking to coaches.
talking to players after they score. Great time here. And let's see if he can find another interview with the
here.
How you doing, Coach? Keep it going, man. Coach locked in. Coach not trying to talk to Drewski right now. I can't knock. He's trying to win this game.
The doctor back to work. And he up the middle. He's getting 8 yards to carry at least, and it looks like he's pretty close to. He has the first down as the sticks will drop, and that means it's first and goal time for the New England Golden Lions. And at this point, Drewski's coming over to this sideline in anticipation that might be something that
it might be a long day. Yeah, it might be a long day. Understand how long?
You might have to work on your French after this touchdown.
Indeed. If Gobert manages a NIL deal or some type of endorsement with Dr. Pepper, I want 10%. They have a little bit of a different look. It's still gun, but Gobert is behind Garcia. And he gets it. Good pursuit by number 1, Elijah Wilson from the Shaolin Hurricanes.
Good numbers. You know what's nice is that both teams have really good numbers that we can see from the booth and we can see on the TV and on the monitor and everything. Because a lot of teams, don't have that non-conflicting numbers.
Yeah, the white jerseys with the off-white numbers, the black jerseys with the
gold, with the white. So this is much easier to see. We can stay a little wider, and every now and then zoom in and get it.
Absolutely.
So much easier for us. And even with the rain, it's absolutely pouring. I can see it. Pouring.
What rain?
No, not bad.
Nah.
You can actually see it on the camera a little bit now. That's how hot. They expected rain tonight. We knew it was coming. All right, let's see what we got. Single back.
Yep, and it looks like a little miscommunication, and there'll be a timeout on the field. And with that, we're here in the second quarter. Golden Lions.
These are the type of plays against better teams.
No timeout. Delay. Delay a game.
Oof.
Another 5 yards back. It just, it's like you shoot yourself in the foot. You get close, and then you shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, Howard, they're a little bit too lackadaisical for me, man. I don't know what's going on now.
You look at your competition, and you say, we got this in hand. We already got it in hand. And then you start making the mental mistakes, and next thing you know, they score a touchdown.
There you go.
Guess what?
It's a tie game. There you go.
That's the end. Okay, start of the play.
So here we go. Garcia in the gun again.
Single back. Trips
left. Right next to him.
And a tight end. A rear tight end sighting.
Got Trips on the left. He's looking for the tight end on the check down.
Blocked.
And the pass is deflected.
Second and goal. They're throwing in the pouring rain.
When you have a guy that's getting 8 yards a carry.
8 yards a pop, leaning.
Averaging eight a pop. And just slashing the defense.
Drewski is going to call it like he sees it.
Talk to the coaches over there, Drewski. Give them a little insight into what we're seeing up here. Because,
I got to find out.
We got the headsets up here. We get a better view of the game.
So as Garcia checks back in, after getting the directions from
You guys
the
gotta
coaches.
feed the doctor, coach. Why we not feeding the doctor right now?
It looks like the coaches,
the coaches are not trying to talk to Drewski right now.
I don't want to hear it. Who's this guy on the sideline in the red jacket with the headset? Who's he talking to?
They know he has a point, that's for sure. Garcia in the shotgun, throws it over. It looks like it was backwards, so they picked it up. It's ruled incomplete.
That's 4th and goal now, guys.
4th and goal after incomplete pass.
So I attempted to speak to some of the coaches, but they're not really in the mood to speak right now.
Yeah, and they're on the field. Both coaches on the field, so referee giving them a little bit of light.
What up, Rev? How you, brother? How you good, bro? I gave you a left too. Good.
Indeed, you hear Stephen A. Drewski on the sideline. In other action in the semi-pro world.
Bro, y'all got my son doctor again. 8 yards. It's boring. Give him the ball.
So I'm worried about fumbles.
As Drewski,
thank you, Gerard. Appreciate you.
As Drewski gets the inside scoop as to why the doctors.
That's from my man Jarrell.
From Jarrell. We have
4th
down
4th
and goal. Garcia looking
good ball
up. Jump ball and it's incomplete.
That?
He ran for him step for step. 21 and 24. Isaiah Burrell, number 21, and Justin Alvarez, number 24. So the Hurricanes have, dare I say, staved off the storm and have weathered the storm and are now have the ball.
And they gained about 13 yards of real estate here after they were at their 1.
That much is true.
You know, move it up a little bit. You know, get yourself together, and you know, you got to get something out of this. You know, you got to get at least a couple first downs. Because we're probably down around 4 minutes.
Indeed.
3.5 to 4 minutes left. And again, like Drewski said, it's only 1 score. That's all.
2-4. Don't run, young man. How you doing?
With you. He's on the other side.
What's your name, young man? Come and start over here, Mr. Alvarez.
What you're hearing is an interview with number 24, Justin Alvarez.
Yeah, man. You guys came in the game heavy underdogs today, man. You guys are really playing up to the competition right now. Great play on the ball just now, by the way. Also, how you feeling? I can tell. Look that way, bro. They're looking at you over there.
But we got a whole nother half ahead of us.
That's it. Lock back in, young man. Keep it going, man. Blessings, bro. Word, guys.
Great job, Drewski.
There he is.
There's Drewski with number 24.
That kid is like 17 years old, guys. That's what I'm saying. I like these kids, bro. I like them.
He had
no diddy.
No worries. So it's funny that on Friday he had to ask permission from his teacher to use the bathroom and grab a hall pass, and now on the weekend he's lining up against grown men.
The Hall of Famer. No, he lined up against Kadeem Wilson, Hall of Famer.
Indeed. And during this timeout, we're gonna
let's take a break.
Take a break from the HSG Network. David Paris and Howard Gaber and Drewski. And we're back here at New Britain, Connecticut's PL Field, home of the New England Golden Lions for this week. Last week we were up the road in West Haven. The commonality, both times it rained. I'm here with Howard Gaber.
God, both days, poured.
So Howard Gaber is a very big fan of the rain.
Following me wherever I go.
And speaking of storms, the Hurricanes have the ball. They're trying to get out of their own end.
You can actually see it on the screen. That's how one.
He's back to pass. Bell fades a rush. Still looking.
Couple jukes here.
He has very good field vision. He picks up a few yards. That's a solid pickup on first down. Now, when we look at the goals on this thing, and we have a player down, and it looks like it's Bell that's down. We'll check on him as we get Drewski into place to give us the injury report in a second.
That's the quarterback, our young boy, number 14.
Yeah, they definitely
looks like he might have a little stinger or something. He's about to get up.
Do we know who took the timeout, Drewski?
The injury timeout.
The injury timeout.
Before this. I think it was the Hurricanes.
I'm not sure.
We'll give it to New England because they would definitely take it because that would save clock so they could get the ball back.
Indeed. When you get a chance, Drewski's get a clock check to see how much time is left in this first half. And as official, what's the time? We are. Yeah.
If you can look in your camera, there he is.
A minute and 25, guys.
That would be a New England timeout.
Beautiful. Minute and 25 seconds left.
Drew, come on up to the press box.
And we have at this point
too hard. I don't want to ruin you.
A timeout on the field. So let me give you updated to some of the other scores around the area. The Bengals and Crusaders were supposed to play today. They did not. There was a field issue. Speculation is that the Bengals will prevail in a forfeit win. However, it has not been officially ruled yet. So let me not put the cart before the horse, but just to give you a heads up. Crusaders. So the Crusaders were the home team.
Yet then, right?
They have not played yet. In the next game, we have the Green Wave and the Wolf Pack. I have not seen a score, but it appears as though the Green Wave is victorious. I did see some of their players going live, so I imagine if their players are going live, the game is over. Otherwise, they're winning by so much that it doesn't matter. So we'll check in to see what the score of that one is later. Black Panthers and the Kingston Lions, they kicked off at 6 o'clock. We don't have a score on that yet. In the NEAFL, the Tide moved to 3-0. 18-0 over the Raptors. So that was a bit of a surprise and upset. Panthers 27, Vikings 6, Wolfpack 14, Owls 0-3 now at 6.
Signaling timeout.
Unit 30, Eagles 8.
I think it was signaling for a tackle.
And then the Bullies and the Knights play tonight. And after this,
in the rain.
Hurricane.
Nope.
Well, the Hurricanes call a timeout. Maybe to give Bell enough time to get back into the game, or they're just missing a lineman, which is critical. The Hurricanes have a tough time enough. They need 11 on the field. Let's go to a break. HSG Network.
I'm Clemson head football coach Dabo Sweeney. My friends at the South Carolina Forestry Commission want your help in canceling wildfires this year, or at least the ones caused by humans, which are about 90% of all wildfires. Negligent but avoidable behaviors like careless outdoor debris burning, lax campfire safety, and improper vehicle and equipment use are the leading causes of wildfires in South Carolina. Please think before you burn. Let's cancel wildfires, South Carolina.
And we are back, HSG Network, Golden Lions and Hurricanes here from New Britain, Connecticut. Drewski is up off the sideline and in the booth. How you feeling, Drewski?
I'm missing the sidelines, guys. I'm not going to lie.
So is Dave. Dave is also missing the sidelines.
I felt the same way. Love being on the sideline. A full-fledged panic throw at a flag on the play. Number 16 was the intended receiver. It looked like the Golden Lions are going to be flagged for either a hold or a pass interference. Let's check on the official. He's making the pass interference sign. So first down for the Hurricanes, and we're nearing inside of 1 minute left in the half.
And Drewski, what are they throwing on third down? Under a minute left. I mean, yeah, they each have 2 timeouts left, but what in the world are you thinking?
I think they're thinking that they're down 8-0 to the team that they think everyone thought was supposed to beat them by 40 points today, and they're trying to get whatever bit of momentum they can get going while they have some momentum.
Indeed. So if you had the under, your ticket is looking very good at this point.
I got the under.
Number 3, Jaden Rivera is under center. I'm sorry, well, he's in the gun. Motion to the near side.
Again passing.
He's looking to throw. Quarterback draw. He's trying to get to the big hit on the sideline, which is definitely going to be illegal.
Yeah, that's a blind side.
So there's the flag right there. They're going to be marching back, and it looks as though more than likely we're going to be going into the half relatively soon because 1st and 25. Not sure how much risk you're going to take.
Personal foul, blindside block on the offense.
So for those of you at home that don't know the rule, whenever you are blocking and you're going towards your own end zone, you cannot lay out a ball carrier or somebody who is pursuing a tackle, I should say. It's just illegal. If you have to block somebody and you're coming from the opposite direction, you have to extend your hands and kind of absorb the impact. Otherwise, the flag is going to go every single time. It's called a peel back block or a crack block. Drewski, when you played, that was totally legal, right?
We would have celebrated that. Now at this point, Howard, I feel like
Gotta take a knee, right?
Yeah, now at this point they should.
Yeah, first. So even if they use their 2 timeouts,
yeah, it's over.
they're still gonna get
now it's too dangerous for them. But before they were playing with house money. Now at this point, I feel like they should just take it.
But they're still feeling that even without their starting quarterback, they're going to still try to throw this ball right here. Let's see. They figure if they're this close, they're playing with house money. Let's go for it. So Bell sends some.
Oh my!
That's what we don't want, bro.
And he's going the wrong direction.
Nah, man, they gotta just put it down. They're doing too much right now. You don't want to take away from the momentum you've gotten already. Because now they're one block punt away from you bailing them out. They blocking punt now.
Take your time in the huddle. Use the play clock.
So now it's 2nd down and about.
On a timeout, I would say New England should have been. Golden Lions should have got it.
Yeah, it's
timeout. Burn one.
At this point, with it 2nd and about 1 kilometer or so, time is going to the half. Especially with the rain picking up, the forecast kind of lightens up in the second half.
Oh, let's hope. It can't get any harder, right? Isn't that what the Pope said?
That much is true.
Caddyshack?
Yeah.
We don't expect the hard stuff for quite some time. If you look on the top right of your screen, in the lights, you can actually see it pouring out there.
Yeah.
Well, it says at 8 p.m. we have 100% chance of rain, gentlemen, according to Apple's meteorologist.
Yep, and we can confirm that. And with that confirmation,
another timeout.
It looks as though
we'll stay here for this one.
We might be going into the half, possibly.
It looks like the half.
It looks like the white cap is trying to convince the quarterback
stop calling timeout.
he's like, look here, bruh.
All right, so if we're at the half, let me take over. We're going to have a feature on New Britain, a tour of all the highlights of New Britain. So everybody enjoy, and we'll be back in the 3rd quarter. So take care and come back in 15 minutes, get something to eat, go to the bathroom. We'll be back.
New Britain, Connecticut. New Britain is a city in Hartford County, Connecticut, United States. It is located approximately 9 miles, 14 kilometers, southwest of Hartford. According to 2010 census, the population of the city is 73,206. Among the southernmost of the communities encompassed within the Hartford-Springfield Knowledge Corridor metropolitan region, New Britain is home to Central Connecticut State University and Charter Oak State College. The city's official nickname is the Hardware City because of its history as a manufacturing center and as the headquarters of Stanley Black & Decker. Because of its large Polish population, the city is often playfully referred to as New Britski. History. New Britain was settled in 1687 and then was incorporated as a new parish under the name New Britain Society in 1754. The name is a transfer from Great Britain. Chartered in 1850 as a township and in 1871 as a city, New Britain had separated from the nearby town of Farmington, Connecticut. A consolidation charter was adopted in 1905. During the early part of the 20th century, New Britain was known as the hardware capital of the world, as well as Hardware City. Major manufacturers, such as the Stanley Works, the P&F Corbin Company, later Corbin Locks, Landers, Frary & Clark, LF&C, and North & Judd, were headquartered in the city. In 1843 Frederick Trent Stanley established Stanley's Bolt Manufactory in New Britain to make door bolts and other wrought iron hardware. In 1857 his cousin Henry Stanley founded the Stanley Rule and Level Company in the city. Planes invented by Leonard Bailey and manufactured by the Stanley Rule and Level Company, known as Stanley/Bailey planes, were prized by woodworkers of the late 19th and early 20th centuries and remain popular among woodcraftsmen today. The two companies merged in 1920, and the Stanley Rule and Level Company became the hand tools division of Stanley Works. The wire coat hanger was invented in 1869 by Owe north of New Britain. In 1895, the basketball technique of dribbling was developed at the New Britain YMCA. In 1938, New Britain High School competed in the High School Football National Championship game in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 1954 saw the development of racquetball, also at the YMCA. Paul Manafort Sr., the father of Paul Manafort, was once the mayor of New Britain. The Manafort family had immigrated from Italy to New Britain prior to 1919. The heads of the fire and police departments and 7 other municipal employees were arrested as part of a corruption scandal in the 1970s. City motto. New Britain's motto, Industria implet alvier et mel fruta, translated from Latin, means industry fills the hive and enjoys the honey. This phrase was coined by Elihu Burritt, a 19th-century New Britain resident, diplomat, philanthropist and social activist. In 2007 it was reported that the Latin word for honey in the motto had been a typo for decades. It should be mel, but it had long been misspelled as mele. Former Mayor William McNamara, who unsuccessfully tried to fix it during his term, suggested to either fix the spelling immediately or switch to the English version of the motto. As controversy arose from the matter, the word was superseded with the correct spelling, mel. Geography and topography. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 13.4 square miles, 34.7 square kilometers, of which 13.3 square miles, 34.6 square kilometers, of it is land and 0.1 square miles, 0.2 square kilometers, of it, 0.52%, is water. New Britain's terrain is mostly made up of soft, rolling hills and young Connecticut forest. The many parks are populated with trees, and in small, undeveloped areas, there is also brushy woods. New Britain's streets also have many trees lining the sides of the roads. Many front yards in the northern half of the city have at least one tree. 1 or 2 streams flow through New Britain, undisturbed by the development. Demographics. As of the census of 2010, there were 73,153 people. The racial makeup of the city was 47.7% non-Hispanic white, 36.8% Hispanic or Latino of any race, 10.9% African American, 0.1% Native American, 2.3% Asian, 0.06% Pacific Islander and 1.9% from 2 or more races. There were 29,888 households, out of which 28.3% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 39.6% were married couples living together, 14.7% had a female householder with no husband present, and 40.7% were non-families. 32.1% of all households were made up of individuals and 10.7% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.50 and the average family size was 3.18. In the city, the population was spread out with 24.2% under the age of 18, 12.5% from 18 to 24, 28.9% from 25 to 44, 18.6% from 45 to 64, and 15.8% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 34 years. For every 100 females, there were 91.9 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 88.6 males. In 2010, the median income for a household in the city was $35,357, and the median income for a family was $42,056. Males had a median income of $36,848 versus $28,873 for females. The per capita income for the city was $19,404. 24.5% of population below poverty line. Poverty rate is 19.2% for white non-Hispanic residents, 36.8% for Hispanic or Latino residents. Government and politics. Ethnic groups. In the 1960s, various European ethnic groups had ethnic enclaves, including those from Ireland, Italy, Poland, and Ukraine. Polish community. New Britain has the largest Polish population of any city in Connecticut, and by 1930 a quarter of the city was ethnically Polish. Also referred to as Little Poland, the city's Broad Street neighborhood has been home to a considerable number of Polish businesses and families since 1890. On September 23, 2008, through the urging of the Polonia Business Association, the New Britain City Council unanimously passed a resolution officially designating New Britain's Broad Street area as Little Poland. In recent years, the Polish community has been credited with revitalizing the area both culturally and economically. Media is served by 3 Polish-language newspapers and a television station, and many businesses and civil agencies are bilingual. The post office branch in Little Poland is the only one in the nation with the word post written in Polish to welcome visitors. Each year, a Little Poland festival is held on the last Sunday of April. Notable visitors to the Polish district have included Presidents Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan on July 8, 1987. In 1969, as then Cardinal Karol Wojtyla, the future Pope John Paul II gave a Mass at Sacred Heart Church. A statue was erected in his honor in 2007. Dubbed the city's Polish heart by the Boston Globe, Little Poland caught the attention of Polish ambassador to the U.S. Ryszard Schnepf, who toured the area with U.S. Senators Chris Murphy and Richard Blumenthal, U.S. Congresswoman Elizabeth Esty, as well as several members of the Polish Sejm. An honorary Polish consulate was established in March 2017. The first of its kind in Connecticut, it was established by Polish diplomat to the United States Piotr Wilczek. Accent. The Polish influence could be in part responsible for some vowel qualities of the distinctive New Britain accent, such as nasalization of reduced vowels before /n/. A more characteristic feature of the Central Connecticut dialect is distinguished by systematic substitution of the glottal stop in place of for an unreleased /t/ word finally and before syllabic consonants, for example 8 is pronounced instead of, leading to the shibboleth pronunciation of New Britain for many locals being, instead of. Economy. New Britain is home to the global headquarters of the Fortune 500 manufacturing conglomerate Stanley Black & Decker. Other notable companies headquartered in New Britain include Gaffney, Bennett & Associates, Tommaso Group, Creed Monarch, Guida's Dairy and Palema Precision. Top employers. According to the city's 2009 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the top employers in the city are: sites of interest, cultural institutions. New Britain is the home of the New Britain Symphony Orchestra, which was formed in 1948 by several faculty members at the former Teachers College of Connecticut, now Central Connecticut State University. The orchestra performed its first concert under the direction of Drive. Etzel Wilhoit, chairman of the music department. The orchestra was officially organized as the New Britain Symphony Society Incorporated in 1952 by Helen Calduff, who was at the time the supervisor of music in New Britain's public schools. Maestro Ayrton Sayar Senna is the current conductor and musical director of the New Britain Symphony Orchestra, a role he assumed during the 2014 to 2015 concert season. New Britain is also home to the historic Repertory Theatre. The theatre was originally the Northern Street Lodge. In 1955, a theatre group known as the Repertory Theatre of New Britain acquired the Northern Street Lodge. The lodge became known as the Repertory Theatre, as it is to this day. Members of the Repertory Theatre of New Britain sold bonds to theatre members and friends in order to acquire the property. Each year, bondholders received interest on their investment, sometimes reaching as much as 65 cents. Since 1955, at least 4 theatrical productions have been produced each year in the space.
Hey, we're back here at Big East Football, Week 2. New England Golden Lions against the Shaolin Hurricanes out of Staten Island. We've had an awesome first half of action. Tight game. Drewski Bleezy is with us on the sideline. He's checking in, as you can see. He's about to come back to his spot so he can give us his halftime report. You see in the big shot, we have the kickoff. We're waiting for the referees to get out of their car and warm up. But in the meantime, let's go down to Drewski Bleezy, who is going to give us his halftime thoughts of what he's seen so far.
I think I'm gonna continue the love fest that I'm having with the Shaolin Hurricanes. Shout to them. They showed me a lot today. Even if they get punched on the whole second half, what they showed me in the first half was a lot of grit, tenacity. I'm really happy at what they're doing right now. So far as on the Golden Lions side,
too much passing.
Way too much passing, bro. It's pouring rain outside.
Who's with you?
How you doing, dude? What's your name, buddy? How you doing, Jackson? You're on an interview right now. There's thousands of people watching you as we speak right now, dude. See you later, buddy. Oh yeah, Drewski's on thousands.
I see the refs.
That is awesome.
But yeah, man, the Golden Lions got to run the ball, man. They got the doctor. There's no reason why you're not using the doctor in weather like this, man. But yeah, I think if they hopefully switch that up a bit and get back to just run the ball with the doctor and number 18, I think we'll have a pretty good a better showing from them the second half.
Awesome. And as you can see, we're ready for kickoff. To give you some scores from around the league, we talked about before the New York Green Wave, who is in the mix for being the best team in the Big East, along with these Golden Lions. They won their game against the Wolfpack, who started off last week with a 30-6 victory over these Shaolin Hurricanes. The Wolfpack got beat 12-0. Oh, that's the rain's coming down. They got beat 12-0. So the Green Wave moved to 2-0, and it looks like the competition level is pretty interesting in the Big East. What do you think, Drewski?
I think the two teams that we thought were the best teams are still the best teams, but I don't think they're the best teams by the margin that, at least for me personally, I thought they were the best team.
So who would you consider the original tribal chief? The Golden Eagles?
My favorite to start, I'd call the
Golden Lions. Sorry, Golden Lions.
No, I'd actually say the Green Wave.
Green Wave.
Yeah.
Tribal chiefs. Oh
yeah.
boy.
So we have a lot of interesting football played in the Big East, and it seems like there's a couple teams that are going to be in the running to hold up the championship trophy this year. In other action, in the ECFL, the Connecticut Falcons beat the Connecticut Raiders 39-0. The Ducks out of Rhode Island, who are a
you would think the Ducks are going to have to win tonight.
The The Ducks were able to win against the Bruins 18-0. They moved to 3-0.
Ducks in this weather.
Indeed, the Ducks in this weather definitely have the advantage. But the Ducks look like they're going to be one of the top teams in the region across the board, as they're very very impressive. The Bulldogs and Chargers, we don't have a score for them yet. Bulldogs are a heavy favorite in that. Again, in the NEFL, Tide 18, Raptors 0, Panthers 27, Vikings 6,
Hey,
Wolfpack
Joey
14.
Pagan checking in. Great job, guys. Thanks, Joey.
Oh, appreciate you,
Joey
Joey.
down in Charlotte,
Nice.
Tri-State Shield.
And I'm going to give you the update on that game as well. The
Christian Ramsey.
Shields with a big win today as well. We'll get to that in a second. Christian Ramsey with a nice return as he gets to the 41-yard line. And let's see if the Golden Lions can weather the storm, so to speak, and get some points up on the Hurricanes. So the Tri-State Shields program was down in North Carolina. I think they were playing North Carolina's PD or whatever it was.
PD.
And they ended up winning. It was like 40-something to 14. It was an awesome game. Dave Diaz, one of their linemen, came in and checked in with us and said that the team is looking really good. I definitely want to check them out myself, even if I have to hit the road for it to check them out. Great program that they run.
We may get them.
Nice.
Luck of the draw.
Can we get them when they play like in California or something like that? Because this weather is getting kind of whack.
This is unbelievable. This is harder. This is almost as hard as last week. The only difference is it's raining the other direction, not in.
That much is true. Golden Lions on their first possession of the second half, trips this way, hand off to the Doctor, and the Doctor goes through a rolling helmet and picks up 6. So the biggest criticism, and I'll go to you, Howard, because you were critical of that offense. Why aren't we running the ball in the red zone if you're the Golden Lions?
And we saw a couple comments up there as well saying, "Hey, this play calling needs to improve." I mean, especially in this weather, you're gonna definitely have to run the ball now. The ball's wet, so now you're throwing a wet ball, and then you're gonna try and catch a wet ball. So more things can go wrong on a pass in the rain than a run. You may get that fumble, but more things can go wrong.
Indeed, and we saw that last week as the Golden Lions put up their 12 points in the first half, got shut out by the Kingston Lions in the second half. Garcia hands it to the Doctor, and even when he's stuffed at the line with forward progress, I think he picked up 2 yards. And Drewski, what does it say about an offensive line that if you have a back that you don't help out at all, he still gets 2 yards?
It tells you that if you do your job, you know that he can do a lot of things. And if you don't do your job, he's going to bail you out. So I think that that's a guy that they want to block for every down. And I think that's a clear indication anytime he gets the ball. That's why I'm so perplexed why they're not just feeding him. Even 18. 18 came in a couple plays and he got good yardage. I don't understand why they're not just leaning on that in weather like this.
Plus the Hurricanes have guys going both ways, which means you're gonna get tired sooner or later.
That much is true. Golden Lions have trips to the near side, takes to the Doctor, gets it to Zay on the outside, and he looks like he's a bit short, and they'll bring up a 4th down. So what do you do here, Drewski? It looked as though the Golden Lions were expecting blowout, and now they're in a game. Do you punt the ball here because your defense has been doing the job, or you go for it?
It looks like they're gonna go for it. I would have punted it, and if they go for it now, they don't get this first down. I really hope the Hurricanes make them pay, man, because this is not good football right now.
In a shotgun, not even going under center.
Yeah.
So it looks like the Golden Lions are going to stick to doing what they plan to do.
Looks like the Canes are sending
low snap.
Yep, and they got to stop. And they got to stop.
Wow, it looks like they might have gotten bailed out with a face mask call.
Wow. Holding.
Yeah, that looks like the early indication.
We'll check to see.
It's a hold on the
offense. Hold on the offense.
Big stop. Big
stop on that. It looked as though the Golden Lions thought that they had a face mask call and that they had been bailed out by it, but it was a hold.
Take a look at the replay because we haven't shown a replay yet tonight.
That's how much fun we've been having. We forgot about the replay. Look at that. So as you can see here, Number
Yes.
77 didn't get good
Oh, yeah,
movement.
they thought it was. Yep. Garcia thought it was, right? You saw that.
Yeah. So it appeared as though they went sideways. It looked like it was some type of either gap over assignment. But if you're dealing with that short yardage, Drewski, are you really sending a lineman 2 gaps over, or are you just going forward?
I think they were just going forward. It looks like they sent 6 guys. Everybody filled the gap, and they got to stop.
The fact that you saw 77's numbers on his jersey in the backfield, it made you see that it was not a direct, like, dive play. But regardless, Hurricanes have the ball now.
Pushed it for a yard. What are they doing?
Hand off.
Nowhere.
And
They switched the Q. The Q now is Jaden Rivera, number 3.
Do we know him at all? Has he played anywhere else?
He played quarterback at Wagner, and I don't know exactly where he played college, but he also played college ball.
HSG gets you that inside information, boy, I tell you. So now, when we were talking before, Drewski, about punting in that situation, your defense comes out after the big let up and 6-yard loss. What would that look like after a punt? You might be looking
They're
at
playing a way better field position game, yeah, but now they're showing how much respect or lack thereof they might have for. Maybe they're just frustrated. Let me not do that because those are good guys down there. I think they're showing their frustration with what's going on because, like you said, they expected they'd be beating this team up right now, and they're not.
We got a flag. I think we got 12 men. 12 men on the offense. When they start counting, that's usually what it means. That's usually illegal sub. 12 men on the field.
The Hurricanes thought that they'd be best served by having an extra blocker or 2. Why not?
Why not in the rain?
So they're heading backwards 10 yards. And again,
imagine if they punt this. Exactly.
There we go. Drewski and I are always on the same sheet of music when it comes to that type of stuff. Hindsight is 2020, but we told you before might be a time to bring out the punt team. But great job by the. When you talk about Drewski, the linemen on your team going both ways, to have a stand like that on a 4th and 1, how big is that?
Well, it helps when you're 18 years old. So I spoke to Coach Will off mic for a second. He told me number 72, my favorite player, is 18 years old. So he's got young legs.
Wow.
To be in high school, right?
Yeah, man. Seriously.
Wow.
18.
We also do Hillsborough High School. We do a live stream from them, and a lot of those kids go both ways.
Yeah.
And you don't even notice.
Young legs, yeah, because they got energy for days.
Yep. And then they switch sports and go to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Play the whole game.
Play year round, yeah.
You're telling me that this dude was born in 2007?
How about I'm 38? So I have 2 decades on that kid.
How about 60?
Oh, my God.
64.
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Holy
Don't skip out on the 4, Howard. Oh, my God.
Good. It's going to be a long ride home, though, in the rain.
Oh, man.
Here we go with
third and double sticks.
3rd and double sticks, as you heard. Jaden looking for something.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
So you see, like, the Hurricane offense is kind of breaking down and not really going with scheme right now, just trying to spark something.
I think that fatigue might be starting to show with so many guys playing so many snaps, man. It's unfortunate, but again, I know that we don't like to do moral victory stuff, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing from them, man.
They got 25 guys in the rain.
Yeah.
No one's going home. No one's left. No one said F this.
And they haven't quit.
And now you're missing your starting quarterback.
Yeah.
So they also are dealing with that. So we have a different punter, and number 1 was doing the punting duties before.
This looks like number 10.
And now number 10 is doing the punting duties, Liam Grapes. So Grapes and the Frenchman, we got good punt.
Better? At least it's not a negative.
Yep.
You know, you don't want to have negative punts. Still couldn't get it past the first down, though. So that's about a 14-yard punt, 13-yard punt. That's it.
Yep. And you see that there is some conversation on the Golden Lions sideline about how they can get this thing fixed. But the Grapes of Wrath gets the ball down 16 yards.
Have you ever played in this in this kind of rain?
Many a time.
Many. Now you like
Many.
the rain or the snow?
I would much prefer the rain. The snow is way overrated. You can't
Yeah.
feel anything on your hands or your
Oh
toes.
my
That's for like preteens.
God.
How we said the high school kids could go both ways. Pause. The preteens like to play in the snow. After my preteens, I hated playing in the snow.
Absolutely. I'm so old that I didn't even play on turf. I played on grass. So that element of the mud gets in there. So here we go. Golden Lions with their second possession of the half, and they go back to the Dr. Gobert. He's trying to get to the edge. He does, and he picks up,
Oh,
looks like 9 or 10
again.
yards. Based
At
on the
least.
spot of the official, looks like it's the first down.
Yep. 10-yard gain, 11-yard gain once he stopped walking.
Yep.
So again, this is what we talked about. You're getting 8, 10, 11 yards, and you're passing the ball in the rain and a pouring rainstorm.
This dude's probably got 100 yards already on the day.
Maybe Garcia has something in the contract.
I don't know. But that's the thing. All right, so I'm glad you segued that so beautifully for me, Harwood. They're setting. All right, Larry's a good quarterback, man. The first 2 weeks of the year, it's been nothing but rain and wind and etc. And they're putting him out to the wolves. They're gonna kill him on the boards this week.
Yeah.
Indeed. First down now is Garcia goes back to work. He pulls it on like an RPO, and
that is not a flag, guys. Don't do it to the kids. Don't do it.
He's tapping his helmet like he wants to come out.
Good pursuit by the Hurricanes. It looks like
he's saying helmet to helmet.
Garcia's trying to get a
bailout
team.
There are
He's
no
definitely looking for a bailout on that.
Folks. I'd just like to tell you that there are no filters, and there's still a few fans here, right? There's about 1 or 2 on the other side. We got about 3 or 4 over here.
Those are the girlfriends. The girlfriends are loyal.
Yep.
Parents, girlfriends. But you'd think there'd be more parents on the other side, especially if they're younger guys. But
they sent the kids. They sent the kids out with their sandwiches and their lunch money to them, and a full
and a full fare Metro card. The Doctor back inside, 5-yard pickup, and it looks like we're going to get a heavy dose of the Doctor in the second half.
We see a lot, and you don't expect it, but people are in their cars watching us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you be in the stands when you could be in the cars watching us and listen and see the whole game anyways? Takes away the rain.
Warmth, exactly.
It's one thing when you notice the rain, and I know Howard, you did a great job of showing the rain against the light bulbs in the background. Now you see on the field especially, you can see the players' breath as they're breathing. So cold and rain. Let's see how it affects this offense. Gobert, Doctor.
Big stop.
Fourth down now.
Fly around.
They definitely do. They're not giving up at all. Number 42, Nick Epps. Great pursuit on that young man.
Antoine White's been making plays all day, 2-0. They're flying around.
Oh, I just heard it. Just heard it on the sideline. We're only up 8-0. What are you guys doing out there? Yep.
And when, of course, once you come in to the booth, Drewski, Balcazar is now on the sideline for a few, taking a breather.
Give him a break.
And let's see. We got a fourth down. The 40-yard line. Drewski, this is 4-down territory.
Again, I will punt the ball and let the defense score a touchdown for you because clearly your offense can't today. But again, I'm not coaching, and those are my guys down there, so I don't want to speak too harshly of them. But yeah, man.
Play fake, looking.
Again, they're setting up Garcia. Why are they making him throw the ball, bro? He's looking terrible. He's not a terrible quarterback. It's raining.
It's got to be the ball. Ball's
definitely.
Totally sopping wet now. Because this isn't the NFL where they cover it and they bring out a new ball every 3 plays.
They don't have 30 ball, man. I don't want to say
that. Replay of that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So as we take a look at this thing, here's the other thing. When the ball is wet and you're dealing with the elements, if we can get a replay of this thing, you'll see that Garcia loves to do the play fakes. He loves to, let's say we fake in zone on this. If we're doing so much in terms of moving the ball around in the rain, something's bound to go wrong. So play fake, now he has his shoulders turned, you see he has this, and he always throws number 2. Now, you saw he threw it off his back foot, and he rushed the throw. If you're going to throw on that situation, just do a straight drop back and make a decision, throw the ball. Larry is good enough to do that. You don't have to move the defense with a misdirection or anything like that. But what you noticed last week with the Kingston Lions, when they had the interceptions, 3 times, by the way, one of them didn't count because of a penalty. It was the same thing, which was Larry showing his shoulders to number one and then throwing to number two. So the Kingston Lions got a bead on that's what he was doing. They weren't even covering the number one. They were going straight to number two. So we have Chucky checking in.
David Miranda.
That it is.
Chucky, why you not here helping your guys, man?
He can hear you. He's watching us, so he can.
That's my man. I just asked him why you not here helping his guys. Like, you can't scream at him and you not here helping him, dude.
That much is true.
In the rain.
In the rain, you got him out in the rain. Oh man.
Here we go. Hurricanes' second possession.
Oh man.
And it's just simply panic left and panic right. And let me just give credit where it is due. Number 50, Brian Bellamy, is all over everything in the backfield. They're not getting away from him. So what are you going to do at this particular point? You kind of have to batten down the hatches and try to get a big play somehow. What could possibly be that big play?
I think that they have to see what the kid Rivera could do, man. If they could get up, remember that play in the first half where they ironically enough threw to Rivera, number 14.
Mm-hmm.
If they could get another play like that off, that could potentially help them. But it has to be a big play all in one bunch because they don't got enough up front for them.
But that was Bell throwing that ball, and he's been able to buy some time with his feet. It looks like Jaden has not been able to do that. As you can see, incomplete pass on that.
The issue is you're not getting yardage, and you're double sticks. You're, third down now and 22. These are mile long. You're taking penalties. You're taking offensive penalties that's backing you up. You're taking a sack that's backing you up. So again, this is Brooklyn Seminole football, just in a Golden Lion uniform, as we've seen so many times in their games. We haven't seen a lot of this league because we really don't cover the Big East. We've covered all their leagues. But now I'd say it's coming down pretty hard.
It's the 8 o'clock they warned us about.
Yes.
Indeed. Now, here's the other thing, though. The Brooklyn Bengals, talk about Brooklyn teams. The Brooklyn Bengals last week were in a similar position where they just needed to get their offense to be somewhat functional. And they just dove up the middle in an ugly, but they were not losing yards.
No, this is just negative yards.
Yeah. So they're not turning the ball over yet, knock on wood, but they're not moving. They're not moving forward.
I think they're really like it's over. Like at this point now, I think that if the Golden Lions had their wits about them, this is when they be piling on with the points. The defense knows the assignment. That's why they're giving them hell. But yeah, I think that the Hurricanes gave all they had, and they kind of maxed out at this point, man.
So quarterback for the Hurricanes. That was definitely not the best play. Jaden Rivera rolls out to the left and
I think that was a
business
decision by Jaden.
No one was open. He's rolling to the wrong side. He's rolling to the left. He's going to roll. If he's a right-handed quarterback, he should be rolling to the right. Much easier to pass that side.
Yeah. Now at the same time, you got to know the situation there. Just throw the ball away.
Right.
Try to get the field position as best as possible. So if you could flip the field, even better. But you can't be losing 25, 30 yards per possession. And they're lucky that the New England Golden Lions have only managed to put 8 points on the board.
And the returners are back way too far.
And we have a punt by the Grapes. Oh. And, okay.
But even those little 10-yard punts, it's like the Golden Lion offense can't get anything going. So it's like...
Right.
They can't. But imagine if you did not give up 30 yards of field position with your offense. So
it's just a difference in perspective, Pat. I already feel like the Hurricanes won the moral victory. I didn't expect them. I don't think they expected to win. I think they'll be all happy to get themselves home without any broken bones and get to it next week against whoever they're playing next week, honestly.
And hopefully get their starting quarterback back.
Definitely. I hope that young man is all right, man.
We would be down on the field.
I
but
would be, man. I'm
not,
I'm here like
not in a
shaking.
torrential downpour, with our equipment. So you cut your losses and you go with the 3-man booth. That's all.
So now we have the Golden Lions with their next possession. Let's see what they do. Low snap. Gives it to Dr. Gobert, who muscles his way for a 3-yard gain.
Helmet's been flying all game, man.
Yeah, number two. Number two lost it twice. Unless that's a two. Definitely a two. But yeah, you're right. A couple times we've seen it come off.
Could it be, and we keep on talking about this Golden Lions offense, they have so many weapons. You got Zay, you got Kadeem, you got Ramsey, you got a bunch of other guys. Even Sid Franklin, who showed glimpses of greatness. Got who else?
The doctor.
The Doctor. Is it a case that you have so many weapons? It's just
You gotta get the ball, pass it around.
yeah, you're shooting yourself in the foot by trying to give it to them all on every play.
I think that we haven't really seen
yeah.
that.
Go back.
Touchdown.
We need touchdown.
Touchdown. He had to break away for a 40-yarder to get his touchdown finally.
Well, one way or another, he was going to get it. Touchdown,
Shout to that
Golden
man.
Lions. Yeah,
Player of the game for sure.
He's putting in his bid for Player of the Week.
Yeah,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Once you see the stats, he's got to have probably close to 100 yards
Well over 100 at this point.
in the ring with the passing offense.
Now imagine if they would have fed him and Sid Franklin, they would have had about 28, 35 points right now.
Pretty much, and called a short day.
Yeah, man.
Sit those guys and take it from there. But here we are, and maybe getting into a dog fight earlier with lesser opponents might get you better in the back end of the schedule.
I think you might be saying that because you had them as your number one team in the preseason, and you don't want to have egg on your face.
Well, my rankings might change this week. That's for sure. Good pass over there. Drop.
Oh, my God, Ramsey.
It's a wet ball. We can't say it's dry. It's a wet
ball.
No.
He
I know you don't spend as much time on the boards as me and Pat, but they're going to kill Ramsey for that play right there, man.
He lost his shoe and dropped the ball. That's a bad one.
All right, so let's take a look at the touchdown on the replay. Cue it up. Here we go.
Indeed. So what do you see from the Doctor here, fellas?
Doctor took matters into his own hands, man.
Did he play fake it at the beginning? RPO it? Let's see. that was a little fake.
Good little dance moves. He was dancing a little gompa to start it off to get past the first defender. And after that, it was straight to the house with it, man. He knows that once they get inside the 20, they're not going to give him the ball anymore. So he had to get that long run off. Feel me, Pat?
Yeah, he extended for that goal line. He made sure that he had crossed that line because he wasn't leaving nothing to chance.
Like Howard said, once they would have got him down at the 3, they would have gave Garcia his claws to try to get another pass touchdown. He didn't want that.
Indeed. Dr. Gobert with the touchdown.
No,
Kadeem had the first one.
Kadeem got the first one.
Yep.
Gobert did the work.
Gobert did the work. Yeah, he got like 40 yards that drive, and then he gave it to Kadeem.
So we'll double check the stats this week, but he definitely looks like Player of the Week. He's definitely putting his resume together, and just like that, the Golden Lions now have a comfortable 14-0 lead.
Let's see if we can get at least a couple positive plays here out of the Hurricanes. Oh God, pick the ball up.
Hurricanes field the ball. Ooh. A little bit of contact on there. Good job by that young man holding on to the ball, number 21, Isaiah Burrell. There you go.
He was active on that play against Kadeem in the corner when they made the stop on 4th down also. That's what I'm saying. They got a few young players, man, that I really like. I hope none of the older guys from the other teams pillage this squad. Let them cook, man. I like these kids.
Me of like a Dolphins? Like
yeah,
Dolphins, right?
Dolphins from a year or two ago, exactly.
Indeed.
Yeah, we saw them. We saw the Dolphins play a couple times, a couple different leagues they were in, and they were very young. Like they showed up in like with the bus. With the bus.
They came in a dollar van. They came in a big black van, an airport van.
Airport van. Very nice. So let's talk Golden Lions. What do they have to do right here to impose their will let's turn the lights out and start having the fat ladies sing. What we got to do right here?
I think ideally force a turnover. Especially if the Hurricanes want to come out and do that run backwards 10 yards business. I think the Hurricanes need to strap up their boots and their helmets and go downhill. It is what it is. Finish the game strong. Like all of the pity pat, we can't do that right now. But if they pity pat, the Golden Lions need to take that ball and try to make this score look more presentable. Because like we both know, Pat, they're gonna get them as it stands right now. Win, lose, or draw, they're gonna get a lot of heat because of the performance today.
Definitely are. So with the Green Wave beating the Wolfpack, who impressed in Week 1 against this same Hurricane squad, now you're going to have the people like yourself that have the Wave #1 with
And they beat the Pack without Juan Louis.
uh
Juan Louis on vacation this week.
Gotcha.
I believe
Okay.
that was an offside penalty. I haven't seen a lot of signals today from our referee.
Yeah, I think they want to get out there to the range. Kind of got him
You
in
don't want
the
to move your arms
Indeed.
because of the wetness. See, that's second. No, it's
So-
got to be first.
Golden Lions are pinning their ears back.
And I got at least a positive play out of that. So it's not, double sticks yet.
Uh-oh.
And just when you
my
said that,
Oh, man.
the ball's
What we
out.
said, Pat?
Yep.
What we said,
What
Pat?
did you just say?
Yep.
What did you
Called it, dude. Called it, dude.
And the Hurricane offense, which had managed not to turn the ball over today, now we have our first turnover. So good organizations, good teams. They protect the ball.
Take a look. Take a look. Was it concentration? Was it the snap?
Yeah, they're tired, Howard, man.
Yeah,
They're over it. They're definitely over this game, dude.
This is third. You got to get to the fourth.
That's literally it. Yeah, they're like, yo, ref, what's up with this clock, man?
That's it. That's the third. But anyways, look, yeah.
Yeah, he just took his eyes off the ball. A good snap right there. Everything was solid. There's just a lot of things that are flying at him really quickly, and yeah, they're young and upcoming. Absolutely.
So we'll take a break here in between quarters, and when we get back, we'll have the fourth quarter.
Yep. And we're back here for fourth quarter action. Golden Lions versus the Hurricanes. Fourth quarter here. 14-0. Golden Lions. Most of the experts were predicting that it would be worse than this, but this is where we stand. Let's see if the Golden
I saw
Lions.
something with like a 28.5 over under. Or, I can't remember who it was. Somebody that does something Sunday mornings. I can't remember.
Sunday mornings with Pat. Indeed. So the line on this one had the Canes as 26.5-point underdogs, and the over/under at 38.5.
Oh, good thing I took the under.
Now here's the thing: when the line came out, the weather report said 70 and dry.
Where?
Now I'm not making excuses,
Not here.
but it's
We got to be
not
close
70.
to Canada. We're so far north in Connecticut.
Yeah, man.
It's not 70, and it's definitely not dry. That's for sure. And let's see, Golden Lions, they have the weapons. Let's see if Garcia can get into a rhythm on this first drive of the fourth quarter.
No
Second
rhythm.
and 10.
Feed the doctor. No need for rhythm. There you go. Give Ramsey a run. Run the ball.
The doctor leading the way with a crushing block. And another block at the end, and there's a flag that comes out of nowhere. It definitely... Okay, so if we can get a replay on this one burns me about referees. The referee that threw that flag on the hold is not anywhere near in position to throw that flag. That's bad.
suck it.
That's bad.
We don't want to really make the referees look bad. Not
It's
our
pretty
job up
bad.
here.
That ref must be from
We got
Staten Island.
I feel like I got to drive 2.5 hours home.
Uh-huh.
It's like me.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
sorry, dude.
That was a heck of a block by the dog tail, and I'm gonna be honest, that block that is now having us march backwards. It'll still be a first down based on where the hold was, so it'll be first and 10 from the 20-yard line. But if you're when you look at the replay, you'll see it's oof, that's bad.
Watch it at home. You can always DVR.
Yes.
You can
So
go backwards and look at it. That's
when you look back, you'll see that I'm correct on that one. And the flag came so far away. That's a tough one.
All right.
So anyway, we're first and 10, and let's see if the Golden Lions could just do it again. That was a great run by Christian Ramsey, by the way. We definitely gave him the business for dropping the 2-point conversion, so let's give him his flowers for good vision on that run.
That's
Another
tough,
delay.
dude.
So again, without the clock, without any clock or scoreboard, I don't even see the referee holding up a 10. Which is most likely, supposed to happen on a delay game. They'll give you the 10, the referee will yell at the quarterback 10 seconds, and then he'll count 10 seconds down. I don't even see half of it, and maybe I'm missing it. I probably am.
What you're seeing is the official all the way to the left with the black hat. He's the one that I believe has the play clock. So
No, the white hat has the play clock today, Pat.
Are
white
you
hat.
sure?
For sure. That's why I have to ask twice.
Yep,
he just looked at the watch now. Yep, he just looked right now. Look, check it out.
So is he just so far away they don't hear him?
Could be. Because we've had a lot of delays.
Yeah.
I know the 2 times I got the clock, I had to get it from him.
And you usually get the hand up in the air for 10 seconds. The dunk tear with the ball. Ooh, good tackle by 17 in the open field. Great job by Adrian Collimore.
Excited on that play.
I know that young man. He has a motor. He's a football player, 100%.
So shout out to Joey Pagan. Nice win down there.
Absolutely.
Charlotte, North Carolina? Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Tri-State Shields, great program. Big shout out to all of our, I'll say service academies like their Army and Navy, but to all of our departments with holders, corrections, and all that. They all have football teams that do great things in the community and have awesome benefit games. Garcia in the shotgun. Ramsey has the ball in the sweep. Good blocking.
Again,
Touchdown, Ramsey. Second week in a row that Ramsey has ended up in the end zone.
Yeah, I got to give my boy his. I'm not going to lie, man.
Indeed. That boy is playing.
Yeah, Ram.
And now it's getting to the point where, it's getting a little out of hand.
Howard, I think the game will be over in the next 10 minutes or so. I think the refs are going to start running the clock now. They see what it is.
In some leagues they do that, but it's always iffy because again you're paying a lot of money. You're paying a lot of entrance fee to have them run the clock. But again, when the other team is at this point, you're right. They should be running it. High school it's 26. Got to get 26 in high school, and then they start running it. And then you don't have a choice. It's automatic.
Well, when that cold and that wet gets through your clothes, then that figure on that clock is going to get quick. It's going to go quick. Motion again, handoff again,
sweep,
and that's Ramsey again on the sweep, and he gets the 2-point conversion, and I think he's redeemed himself from that drop on the other 2-point conversion. And with that, the Golden Lions are up 22-0. And
so let's go to the conversion. So
still got brick hands. Yeah.
Give us on a jet sweep what you're looking for. All right, so we're gonna go to the replay over here, and you tell me what you're looking for on that sweep on the conversion.
Well, you gotta get that steal block. Look at Zaya at the top of the screen. Seal. I think they ran that play 3 times in a row, guys. I think that they're seeing something in the defense that they're gonna keep exploiting until they make an adjustment. So maybe Ramsey will get 1 or 2 more. But everybody on the O-line still, the receivers blocked, and it was a walk in the park all 3 times, even the hold.
Yeah, big shout out to Brandon Frimpong, number 97. He's the one that sealed that edge, got his shoulders around, and man, it looked like clear sailing from there, and Ramsey has the speed to get second level quick, and
Just find a hole, right?
yep,
Find a hole and
indeed.
go in.
That's
So-
Ramsey's bread and butter. Ramsey is one of the fastest guys in this thing. He might not have the left-right movement, but the straight, once he hits his hole, it's hard to stop.
Indeed. He doesn't try to juke or shake you as soon as he has an opening.
That's
he's
not
out.
part of his bag. He just goes straight. 0 to 60.
Indeed. So the gold line's set to kick off. This is a reminder, we have the I can't believe I'm saying it, old school kickoff, where you don't have like the landing zone or any of that.
No dynamic kickoffs.
Yes, we are not dynamic here at all. Old school kickoff, although they shouldn't be running up like that, but that's for another day. Ball lands for 21 with another return. Not much blocking on that, and again, it looks like for the Hurricanes, the gas tank is just empty at this point.
Yeah, man.
You just want to finish. You don't want anybody getting hurt.
That's it.
That's the end result is you want to go home. Everybody go home. Get through the game. We're glad everybody's watching. Maybe the Golden Lions will put in a couple subs.
Definitely, I was going to say that.
We usually don't see, so stick around. If you might see, the boyfriend that, is out there.
Like that. His
and,
uniform's usually clean. It might get wet and dirty today. Yeah.
Might get wet on the turf, but it's going to definitely be wet. But,
time to take some pictures. Yep.
Yeah, time to take the pictures. Because at this point, you really want to get experience. It's not even about putting in the JVs. It's getting experience for guys because you never know when you're going to need them later on in the season.
That much is sure. In fact, the Hurricanes probably didn't know that they were going to be doing this many snaps without their starting quarterback, Jared Bell. That was definitely a turning point in this one, but let's see if Jaden Rivera can get some more rhythm. And the ball's on the floor again.
I'm about to say they didn't put touch him down either. So if he would have scored, that would have been a touchdown.
Indeed, for the Hurricanes, it's just attention to detail now, and it is funny, right? And it's funny because against a team that doesn't have as much depth as the Golden Lions, maybe just maybe the Hurricanes can put in a 60-minute effort, but they had a hard draw for their first two opponents of the season. What do you think, Drewski?
I agree. I honestly, I judged them on what they showed me up until like the early mid-third quarter. Then they just lost. They lost the rest of the gas in the tank, man. They had a lot of the boys going both ways. Pause. They hurt their quarterback. Hope he's doing well once again. But all in all, I could understand why things started going a little left. And also, you can't make believe that the Golden Lions aren't the better team. We expected this. They're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yep.
That much is true.
Let your foot off the gas.
1st and 10 here from the 20-yard line, and we have substitute running back. Number 23 gets to the sideline, and he's going to
another
break a couple tackles, and he ends up picking up 11 yards.
That's our boy Terrence Mapp.
Nice.
Good run by number 23, man. Shifty.
We have a penalty on the play. Let's see what we get. Silence in the booth.
Personal foul.
Oh, another block, blindside block. Oh, that's 15 yards.
Now, let me be the first to say it. First 2 weeks of action, way too many penalties.
Yeah.
Way too many penalties. And the teams are going to get away with it against
New York. Were there penalties down there? Was it a slow game?
There was a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties.
Yeah, the Green Wave game was sloppy when I was there last week. Green Wave versus the Dolphins. And it was very similar to this. A lot of things that didn't make sense to me.
Right.
And
the Dolphins, would you put the Dolphins ahead of the Hurricanes?
No. Not what I saw from the Hurricanes today. I would say it's a pick-up. I'm not going to say either one is better. I would say it'll be a really good game.
All right. So at least they'll have competition. Maybe Kingston Lions, in that same boat.
Nothing Kingston Lions, according to Pat anyway. Kingston Lions might be I
have Kingston over both.
Yeah.
Over both the Dolphins and the Hurricanes.
Just under the Golden Lions and under the Green Wave, but like in between of the two tiers. Yeah, middle tier.
How about Bengals? Give me Bengals. Where would you put them?
Pat loves the Bengals.
I love the Bengals. I love the Bengals. And here's the thing. If we didn't have to play offense, the Bengals would be the best team in the league. I love the Bengals defense.
If we didn't have to play offense.
Hey, shout out to them. Shut out this week and gave up 6 points last week. Number one defense. No, actually, just kidding. The Green Wave have the number one defense in the league because the Green Wave have shut out opponents in the first 2 weeks. So, Drewski, it's funny because everybody's been talking about the Green Wave offense versus the Golden Lions offense, which you see here today. But
You're Mr. Defense wins championships, huh?
goodness.
Guess where we'll be last week of the season?
Oof.
Oh,
I'm
West
there.
Haven,
hope I get that invite.
West Haven, Connecticut. My boys, Green Wave, Golden Lions.
Oh man,
Already booked. So
I'll be there. Say that. I'll see you guys then, man. That's exciting. I can't wait.
in the rain, of course.
No, hopefully not.
Calling it now.
It's springtime in New Jersey, in the area. I shouldn't even
Yeah.
say New Jersey. It's springtime. We're always going to get the rain.
They're gonna Ramsey again.
And the sweep.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, they closed that.
Oh, tackled by his own guy.
Well, and then looks like there's another flag on the play. So these flags, these penalties,
These are all blindsides. These are
When-
15-yarders.
when you look at the upcoming schedule, when we have teams that are not a 3-score favorite, when you have these type of penalties, it's going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So on the jet sweep, you're getting a blindside block. So that means one of the linemen's pulling and then just destroying either a linebacker.
That usually means it's a receiver that's coming back
Yeah,
into
my bad.
play and doing some dumb stuff.
Yeah, like a crackback block.
I see the official talking to the line. He's talking to 77. That's the only reason why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Is they're having a
Because 77's the one aggressively pursuing him, asking him what the problem is.
There you go.
And to tell you the truth, that's a mark of a good organization because you'll see some teams that get penalized the same exact penalty and won't ask for what the fix is, and they look shocked like, again? We're like, well, you did the same thing. What were you expecting? So now the Golden Lions offense is going backwards, and you see the down marker, but you don't even see the sticks in the picture. That's how far back they are.
20, so that's another 36
Yeah.
yards. So
So it's first in about a marathon or so. Back to passes Garcia. He throws the check down up
Oh
the
my
middle.
God!
Tight end.
There.
You know, up 3 touchdowns in the rain. You know, let's just throw the
I
ball.
think he's a wide receiver.
Yeah, he is. That's their big tight end. I saw him running routes in pre-games.
Yeah,
He's my size.
He doesn't line up. I think he lines up on the end. He doesn't line up on the line. We'll see you next time if he's out. Actually,
He lines up like the H-back,
Let's see if we can see where he lined up. Hold on.
But when it comes down to it, you gotta start getting this rhythm together. So, and that one he was split on that one.
He's big slot.
He's been lined up tight most of the day, but in that case, they ran the drag across the middle. Keep a lookout on Larry Garcia's stance, like how he's throwing the ball. Like he's still throwing off his back foot. He doesn't have a really good posture when he throws. His legs aren't set, and that's what they're going to probably try to use the rest of this game for, is to get him in a rhythm. And sure enough, there you go. That's a good ball.
Oh, look how good he throws the ball when he's like on, dude.
You saw the difference in the way that he was structurally, throwing from a good base. I wish I had the other Hefe here, Steph Lova, who is the expert at quarterback
QB
play.
inside,
Oh yeah, he would break down the way that his stance is and how he's throwing off structure. Look at Garcia as he gets the ball, and again, asking him to do too much is going to get him to not set his feet when he throws. Perfect base, perfect throw, drops it in there. That's what they need. So maybe, just maybe, all the play fakes and the misdirections, especially when you have a line like that, maybe not necessary. Just throw the football. What do you think, Drewski?
I agree. It's just like, at the very least, even with you're caught up on the play action portion of it. I'm just caught up on the fact that any place he ends up throwing the ball, he needs to have his feet set, because it's clear that he can't throw up his back foot.
No one can.
It's like Aaron Rodgers can, and he can't do it anymore, literally. So it's like, you need to put that away. So he could play action as much as he wants as long as he gives himself enough time to set those feet because he's a completely different quarterback once he sets his feet. But he's honestly not good enough to not set his feet.
But there's not enough time based on the route concept
So they got
to
to
do
skip the
all
play
of that.
action.
Yeah, you're not fooling anybody. You're not moving safeties over, especially against a young secondary like this. They're not going for the play fake.
Oh, man. To the point you made with the earlier notes you made about him looking at the first receiver and then switching to the second receiver immediately, like he's coying somebody by doing that.
Right.
And anytime the tells are so obvious, you got to switch them up, man. Like if they're not working, there's no point in using them.
Indeed. And off the 23, he's going backwards now, and he breaks the tackle, still on his feet. And all things considered, not too bad. And is pretty close to a first down. I'm surprised there was no flags on that play. Oh, just kidding. There was a flag on that play.
Another blindside block.
But here's the thing. If you're running backward and forward like that, somebody's bound to lose leverage and hold. That's just what it's going to be. So you got to tell your back, say, look, go forward, go north.
It's like back and forth. We're going back. We're just hanging out in here in the in between the 40s, the 40 and the 20, just hanging out.
Pretty much. So the ball is going all the way back to the 41-yard line, where it will be.
And they have to keep running it down over. So we had like 6 downs because of all the blindside blocks. So.
Yeah, sure enough. And the clock should be running during this time, so we might be near the 2-minute warning.
Why are we still doing these things at this point in the game when the score's already decided? Like, why aren't they running ISOs and dives?
Because, you know, this is where I disagree with you. I think you have to throw in this case because this is the quality reps you're going to get. You've got to get Garcia on timing. This is the time you got to do it.
But now what if he continues to mess up?
Well, then you work on it in practice. But see, he's looking back. He's looking. He throws.
All right, Pat.
Nice
there you go,
ball.
Coach. There you go, Coach. Got it.
Eliminate all the BS in the background. Eliminate all the misdirection, fake bubble, blah, blah, blah. Just go back in the pass set, look around, throw the ball.
Hey, here's a question for you guys. Any kickers in this league? Any field goal guys? Any teams that you can think of?
Green Wave.
Green Wave have a kicker. Yeah.
I believe that's the game, folks.
When they heard us, Howard. They heard us.
Yep. All right.
There you go.
So let's wrap it up.
So from the 2-minute warning to the warning, it's time to go home. The Golden Lions 22, Hurricanes 0. That's a final from the Big East Football and HSG Network. Thanks for joining us. Drewski, final thoughts on this one.
Way to rebound on Golden Lions. Way to play Hurricanes. Best of health and best of luck to Jared Bell. I can't wait to hear what the boards have to say this week. Thank you, Howard, for having me. This was fire. Thank you, Pat, on the alley. Yeah, man. Great day of football, a night of football, rather. All the weather aside.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. So we'll see you next week. We don't know where, we don't know when.